This is your second Pong tutorial in Scratch, and in this tutorial we're going to make the ball, and we're going to make it to where it can bounce off of the walls, and also make it to where if it hits in the bottom it'll automatically reset itself. So in order to do this, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the walls that the ball is going to bounce off of, not the balls, the walls. In order to do this, we've got to create 3 new sprites, or technically 4. One for each of the walls it's going to bounce off of, and one wall down here at the bottom that is going to be used for the detection that is hit and to be able to reset the ball. So first things first, we're going to create the 3 new sprites. Click here, or 4 new sprites. Click here 4 times, create 4 new sprites. And for sprite 2, we're going to do a vertical line, zoom out from top to bottom. And I'm doing this in red. And if you hold shift while you drag, you should be able to do the line just like I did and take up the entire pane. Now we're going to go to sprite 3 and we're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to zoom out, come up to the top, hold shift. You're going to make sure that you have the line tool selected. I didn't have the line tool selected. You're going to do just like that again. Go over to sprite 4, and for sprite 4 you're going to do the line going across like this. I actually decreased the going across like that. And for sprite 5 you're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to grab a slightly different color. And actually we're going to go back to sprite 4 real quick here because I forgot to zoom out. Click on line, get your color. And then we're going to go back to sprite 5, zoom out, and I'm just going to pick up a blue color to differentiate it from the others. And we'll make this one a little bit thicker than the other ones. And now we want to go ahead and position each of these to where they're usually on the edge. This using the objects makes it a lot easier than just detecting if the ball has gone off the edge. That's why we're using objects. So we'll go ahead and just drag each of these to where they are on the edge of the pane, like so. You say, don't you know this? And I'm going to redo that paddle to where it overlaps the blue. And now we're going to go back to the we're going to go down here and we're going to create another sprite, and this is going to be the actual ball sprite. I'm going to make my ball let's do green. And we're going to hold shift when you're doing this so that your ball is perfectly round. And now that you have your ball created, it should pop up over here soon. There we go. And the first thing we want to add here is we want the ball to come and start doing what it's supposed to do as soon as the green arrow is clicked. So we pull in the green hat block. Now we're going to go over to data and we're going to make 2 new variables. We're going to make these local variables, and we're going to make this the x velocity and the y velocity of the ball. And there you have it. We have x velocity and y velocity. Now we want to set the x and y velocity at runtime. We're going to set x velocity to 5, and we're going to set y velocity also to 5. And then we're going to pull a forever loop in here because we want this to do what it does continuously. And within this loop we have to be able to sense the four walls and respond accordingly. And it's important to note that when the ball hits the wall over here to the right, you're going to be flipping you're going to be multiplying the y velocity by the x velocity by -1 because you're going in the x this way and you want to go that way. Same with the left wall over here. When you hit this, you want to change the x velocity by a factor of -1 to make it go that way. And when you hit the wall up top, you want to change the y velocity by a factor of -1. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and we're going to have an operator, an OR for the two walls here because it's the same action that takes place when you hit those walls. So we're going to have we're going to pull in a touching block. We're going to pull that down here. We're going to look right here, and we're going to see that Sprite 2 and Sprite 3 are the vertical walls. So we're going to select Sprite 2 and 3 accordingly. And once these are selected, we're now going to do the x velocity change as it is required. So we're going to go to the data, and we're going to pull in a set x velocity, and we're going to pull in an operator for the multiplication. We're going to do -1 times x velocity, so this will just take whatever the velocity is now and multiply it by -1, which will get you the opposite of it. So we're going to go back to the data tab and pull in x velocity. Now the next thing is going to handle the hit with the top wall, so we're just going to change that to y velocity because the ball is going to hit and you're going to want the y velocity to change for it to go back down. And we'll pull in a y velocity, and then we will pull in, duplicate the touching, and we'll change that to Sprite 4. As you see, that is the sprite that is up there. Sprite 4. And our game should now work. Oh, sorry. Now, we have all the logic here that changes the x velocity, but we have nothing that actually moves their block, so we have to go ahead and take care of that, as I almost forgot to. So we're going to change the x and the y by the x velocity and the y velocity respectively. So we're gonna go ahead and run this again. And as you see, everything works except for we forgot to take into account the collision that can occur with the paddle. So we're gonna go ahead and stop this, and we're going to put the paddle in here. We're gonna, if you think about it, the paddle is the exact same as the top wall, because when it hits the paddle, you also want it's coming down, and you want the y velocity to swap. So we're going to go ahead and take that into account, and we're going to basically duplicate this, pull this out, put the Sprite 4 in here. We're going to change the Sprite 3 to Sprite 1 because that's Sprite 1 is our paddle. And now our game should work. There we go. Easy as that. Now we want to go ahead and we want to take into account Sprite 5, which is the blue line that indicates it's not so good when you hit that, because it means you didn't get the paddle there in enough time. So we're going to go over to our control, and we're going to pull in yet another if, and we're going to have an if Another touching, and it's going to be Sprite 5 this time. And if touching Sprite 5, we just want it to go to a random, put it in a random location somewhere, right on the, right in the middle, right at 0. On 0 on the Y, we just want to do a random X location. So we're going to go to motion, and we're going to put go to. Zero on the Y, and we want to pull in the random operator. Pick random from 1 to 10. And now we're going to pick a random number between -200 and 200. And as you will see, the game works beautifully, or should. I think I'm gonna have to change. Oh, it actually works great. There we go. Now there's one more thing that I would like to do, which would be adding the enemy controller in a scoring system, and I will do that in the next tutorial. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching.